Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 'cause you're awesome.
Don't you just love that song?
Yes. Okay, so now,
Oh, I love
cool.
it.
Very, very cool. I like it.
I mean, I do live in Florida, so.
I love
From disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Ranger, the ones get it done.
Did you guys hear a commercial?
I did. Very strange.
That was weird. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. The tech gremlins are stepping on us today. Can we just put in the chat to get the tech gremlins away? Like I don't have any more patience for them.
I don't know why they're blurry, but
Oh, that's funny. They're cute. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Morning.
I think I just entered a parallel universe. That is hilarious. Thanks. We're here to party. We're here to card party this week, aren't we?
Yes.
Welcome, everyone. We're going to be just chatting today. We're going to be dropping some stuff in the chat. I'm going to put the comments on here so that people. Do you guys hear an echo?
There's something playing in the background. I don't know where it's playing though.
yeah.
Right? Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Let me close my 37 windows I have open. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let me close my 37 windows.
Oh, it's us that's the echo that I can hear.
It is. Okay. Let me close my 37.
Oh, it's us that's the echo that I can hear.
Okay, we're going to figure this out. Can you guys still hear the echo? No. Okay, I think one of you ladies maybe has another window open. No. Okay, I think one of you ladies maybe has another window open. There's nothing worse than hearing your own voice.
That's so strange.
Okay, let me look and see.
Okay, I wonder. Actually, I muted you, Terry. So I wonder if you have a window open. So I have you muted. Let me know when you find it. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us. I would love to hear, while we troubleshoot through this, who watched Meg's session today. Her card was so dang cute.
Very cute.
Okay. Did you find it?
Yes, I'm in Chrome and I had it open in Safari. So
yeah, because we had technical issues. So we had like 37 windows. We were in here, we were chatting, guys. We were ready to go 15 minutes ago. And then before the time started, and then I didn't have sound, and then Terry didn't have sound. So we were scrambling. But we're here and we're ready to card party.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us for the Let's Make Birthday Card event. The first session, day 1, dropped already today, about an hour ago. And that was Meg Daves with I Teach Stamping. And her card is it's so simple. If you guys have that, I'm ready to head out the door and I need a super quick card. This would work even for a wedding. This would work for a kid's birthday, for your grandma's birthday. So go watch that. And then I also want to remind everybody that if you are on that page where you find the links, the dashboard, the schedule, go to the very top, because you're going to find the giveaways, which is where Meg's freebie is located. You're going to find other prizes that myself and the other speakers are giving away. You're going to find the supply list, and the supply list will be there after the event as well. So if you don't get to the sessions this week, if you have the VIP, you're going to be able to jump back in there later. So lots of fun things on that page. If you want to upgrade to the VIP, it is still on sale for $36 this week. So you can still grab it. All the replays, the bonus pack is worth $780 some. So you can grab it. So you can grab that. Plus there's extra cards in the bonus pack. All right. There is my spiel, housekeeping. But I would love to introduce these two ladies now that we have all of our technical issues worked out. We're just declaring to the tech gremlins that we are in charge.
Yes.
Go back in your little holes. Kelly, do you want to jump in and tell them about yourself and your brand?
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Kelly Rousseau. I am a Cricut crafter. As you can see, I've got a couple in the background, and I have lots of fun. Like, one of my biggest passions in life is teaching people and sharing knowledge. So that's exactly what I love to do, to share my knowledge on my YouTube channel and summits and all that kind of stuff with all these amazing events. I live in Cape Town in South Africa, so it's currently just after 6 p.m. I know that it's like 11 a.m. for you guys, so it's almost dinner time. So if you hear any grumble, and that's why. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that hungry. But I'm so excited to be here because also, like, it's my birthday soon as well. So, like, this is doubly fun.
Yeah, I love it. It's just the birthday month. When is your birthday, Terry?
September.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we can
But I have a daughter and a granddaughter that have March birthdays, so maybe that counts.
There you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And my sister, I didn't get a birthday crown, but my sister always gives us fun things for my birthday. And this was for my birthday. And I said, well, I'm going to wear my flamingos because I live in Florida. So,
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
I think
Good
that's
idea.
fun.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump in and tell them a little bit about you for people who
Sure.
haven't met you yet?
Sure. I'm kind of like Kelly, where I love sharing with people about crafting and learning. And I've been doing this for 30 years. I started way back when teaching sewing and smocking and quilting and embroidery classes, and it has evolved into electronic cutting machines and software. So I live in Florida. Like I mentioned, we moved here about 3 years ago. I absolutely love it. I always say I have salt in my veins and sand between my toes. So, yeah, I just,
like that.
I love it. And my husband doesn't like the heat, but I don't care. So, anyway, I'm excited to be a part of this and share some things with you guys today and later this week, my class. And yeah, I just love participating with Shelly and Kelly. So,
Yeah. Well,
Me
thanks
too.
for joining us.
Yeah.
I'm excited to. It's so hard for me to keep your guys' cards a secret, a surprise. But Kelly and Terry, both their projects release on Friday. And that's where we have the 5 cards that are released. Otherwise, it's 1 per day. And then they're all mail cards that day. So they both have some super fun cards. Yes, let's pop that up. Terry, I
thank
love your
you.
classes. I have a Cricut and use it well, but I have a silhouette portrait that I'm still learning.
Well,
Awesome.
Thank you. That's very sweet, Ruth. And just let me say, I do have a silhouette club, but for you Cricut owners, you can still use Silhouette Studio to create the projects and use those SVGs in Cricut Design Space. So I
Yeah, that's a
recently
good-
purchased a Cricut and I'm committed to learning how to use it. So
That's
Exciting.
fun. Which
well,
one
it
did you get?
is because for these card events and summits, I always have to load the files in SVG format. And I know there's a lot of Cricut users, and I just want to be sure that it's right and that it's working for them. So I decided that I needed to have a machine so I could connect with Cricut Design Space properly. So
That's good. It's always
Yeah.
good to test those files because
yes,
that just
and yes,
circles-
SVG does Scan and Cut does use SVGs.
Yes.
Oh, yay,
Susan
thanks,
said she
Susan.
loves your print and cut. I wonder if we have a link to that. We should share that with everybody. And then Jean says, love making man cards, but only so many ideas. So looking forward to Friday. I think that's been our most, I don't know, like our biggest comment was, well, happy birthday, Julie. Happy belated
Yeah, happy birthday,
Julie."
ladies.
Was just the mail cards. They're so hard. We have so much glitter and flowers and ribbon that it's going to be fun to share some ideas.
And in all honesty, when it came to, like, for me, when you asked me to do the masculine card, it was actually really difficult for me to, like, narrow it down to one card. I have so many ideas of other cards that I want to make. I'm going to have to do more videos and more masculine cards because now I've got all these ideas in my head and now they need to get out.
Right? And it's
So I'm very excited.
Yeah. And that's why these summits are so great and these workshop weeks are so great because you get so many ideas and then the ideas lead to another
Yep.
idea.
It's like a rabbit
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And I think that like all of the presenters are so incredibly smart. You see something, you're like, oh, wow, that's the most like the coolest thing that I've ever thought of. Like I would
Mhm.
never have thought of that myself. And it's just being surrounded by all these incredibly smart people. Oh,
It really
it's
is
just so
fun.
exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Kelly,
It's-
and you guys, I'm gonna have to take your Cricut classes so I can learn how to use it. So
Yep. I switched from Silhouette to Cricut as well, so I'm sure you'll find Cricut a little bit frustrating at first because you won't have like as much robust things that you'll be able to do in Cricut Design Space as what you can in Silhouette Studio. But I mean, it's largely the same, so it's yeah. I'm sure you'll just wax it poetic.
well,
Right.
I hope so. But if not, I have your email.
100%. You know where to find me.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, let's see if anybody has any questions, Cricut questions, Silhouette questions, event questions. If you drop it in the chat, put a capital Q at the beginning, and that just helps us find it. And then we're going to do a giveaway. So if you do a comment, ask a question, comment something about the event, something like that, it will enter you into the giveaway, which is an automatic thing with StreamYard, so it'll pull us up. But I love how you guys are chatting in the chat, and like you guys are getting to know each other, and like the attendees are getting to know each other. So I'm excited for that.
Awesome.
Let's see. Amy says, whoops, I click on it and then it moves. I'm trying to learn Silhouette, and after years of Cricut, it is hard. Well, you should jump into Terry's group. Do we have that?
We would love to have you join us. It's just All Things Silhouette Club, and I have a coupon code. I didn't give this link to Rebecca to share, so I don't know if I can do that or not. But I have.
You could drop it in the chat in our
Okay,
private
I'll do
chat.
that. I'll do
Okay.
that in just a minute because I have $50 off for anybody today. So
Yes,
Oh wow.
that's awesome.
That's very
Okay,
cool.
we have a couple questions here. Whoops, I have a brother scan and cut. I'd like to learn how to use it. Does anybody teach that? Elena with Black Sheep 303 Creative. So Black Sheep 303 Creative. She is presenting on Friday as well. She has another masculine card, and she has some. I know she has a brother, so that would be a good place to start. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I saw a few questions pop up. I've heard Cricut can be offline, but having difficulty on my laptop connecting to Design Space. Do you guys know how to do the offline?
You have to. So if you want to use Cricut Design Space offline, it's kind of a misnomer because it's not really offline. You have to open it while you're online and then make sure that you've saved the designs for offline use, the projects that you want to use. And only then, if you leave Cricut Design Space open and then you go offline, can you actually continue to use it. So it's a little bit of a misnomer on that one, but it is possible to use it when you're offline. But like I said, you have to prep for it beforehand.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things you have to get used to. And it's a little bit different if you're on your iPad or your computer or your phone. Like there's lots of different.
But I mean, like with that as well, what I do is you have a setting in your Design Space settings where you can select that it saves every project to the cloud and your computer. So instead of having to save every project manually to be able to use for offline, mine is just permanently set on that. It uses a little bit more hard drive space, but I mean, we're talking like a movie would be like 1,000 times more than that, if you had to like download a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Definitely
just
worth
make
it.
sure that you always have them for offline so that if ever you do come across a time where your internet dies or you run out of data or whatever the case may be, then you at least already have them saved for offline use. So you don't have to go into it and then download it. So
It's good to know. Okay, here's another one. I just retired and can now spend time crafting. I'm so confused about what machine to buy. Just buy one of each. No, just kidding. How does one decide? Okay, I'm going to give my quick 3-second spiel and then you guys can jump into. But I always say to buy the newest one that you can afford because technology always changes. Things always go.
True.
And honestly, as far
except for the Explore 5.
Oh, you don't like
What?
the
Where did
Explorer
that come
5?
from?
Don't say that, Kelly. That's what I just
I
bought.
think there's an
Oh
echo.
no!
Okay, so tell us
Still
what.
in the box.
Oh, there you go.
Um,
What is the Explorer 5? What is your thoughts on that one? Can you say that out loud?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't work for Cricket, so they can't hold me to anything. It's like there's a lot of dust everywhere. It's got like a gap where there's dust that falls in there permanently. I don't like that. The pen clamp is different to all of the other pens. So if you have any of the other pens, you won't be able to use them in the
I
Explorer.
don't have a single
say-
Solo Cricket anything.
Yeah. So that's all right. But like the Explorer 4, amazing machine. But like for me, just personally, the Explorer 5,
Well,
other than
I
the price
wanted the
point being a
12.
little bit lower.
I wanted
Yeah.
the 12-inch width. I
Mm.
didn't want a Joy Extra. I
Yeah.
thought I did, and then I changed my mind
Right.
because
like
I wanted the
size is
12-inch
better.
width for all my classes. And then I thought, what was the newest? And then, of course, after I bought it, I did hear some reviews and those things you just mentioned. But I think I can work around this. I'll buy a desk cover or make a desk cover, and I don't have any pens, so I'll make it work. I'll make
Yeah.
it work.
I think it'll be good. Like they're not. None of them are bad machines. It's
No.
just that some of them we like a little bit better than the others.
Well, the impression I got is that the upgrades weren't necessarily worth it, but I didn't have any machine to compare it to. So
Yeah. Again,
I don't know if
think
they'll be-
I think they're all really good. Like somebody asked, she has a Maker 3, is the Explorer worth buying? I would say no. Like unless you need a second machine, I would say no. And then if anything, I would maybe
Yeah.
if you like to travel to get one of the smaller ones like the Cricut Extra Joy. Okay. Yep, we answered that one. Let me bump over to my starred ones. Okay, I have a 5 silhouettes and just bought my first Cricut. It's opened up a whole new world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
love that.
my favorite thing about my Silhouette is the software.
Oh, yes.
It's
Yes.
so powerful. And I always say that you're paying for the software, which actually Silhouette gives you for free. But I always say you're paying for the software and they're giving you the machine for free, because the software is what's so well, the machine is nice too. I don't mean to imply it's not. But and with Silhouette Studio Business Edition, business, I think, or is it just
Mhm.
designer? I think it's business, you can save anything you create in Silhouette Studio as an SVG and upload it to your Cricut. So even if you're a Cricut user, you can still download Silhouette Studio Basic for free. The upgrade to Business Edition, I have a link for $39. You can get it, and it's one-time purchase, lifetime. And well, Kelly, maybe you can answer since you've used both if the Silhouette software is better. I've never used Design Space, but I do think it's limited compared to Silhouette Studio. So
I
maybe you
think
can-
the word better for me is because how does the saying go? What's normal for the spider is chaos for the fly, kind of thing. So in terms of robusticity, like being able to do more and flexibility and design wise, Silhouette will come out like, you know,
On top.
leagues above Cricut. It is way, way better. But a lot of people find that really intimidating, especially if you're just getting into cutting
Yeah,
machines.
I
You've
get
got
that.
a million buttons everywhere. And like, I know that happens to me. Like the first time I went into Photoshop, I wanted to throw my computer across the room
Sure.
because I hated it. There were so many options. Like I eventually got used to it, you know, because I had to. But Cricut Design Space is a lot less intimidating if you're like super new to things. But in terms of flexibility, functionality, Silhouette all the way. Although I have been doing a lot more design work in Affinity lately.
Yes.
So,
But
but
in terms of
still,
machine
it's
software,
great.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
100%.
I always say, like, find the one that you resonate with. And
yes.
I don't know, like when you open it and you start working in it, you just kind of know. If I spend a little time.
Well,
with
I
system,
think it's also what you get used to, you know,
Mhm.
because And the other advantage to Silhouette Studio is that you don't have to be online. It's offline.
That is good.
And so you can do it anywhere, So
and you can save the things that you've made in the software to your computer, as opposed to Cricut, where you can't, once you've created something in Cricut Design Space, you can't export it other than taking a screenshot, which is against the terms of services in any case. You can't do that to save it somewhere else. So you're kind of stuck with the stuff in in Cricut Design Space, and
you own it in Silhouette Studio. So I saw somebody said, is there an eraser in Silhouette Studio? The answer is yes, there is. And so you can just download the free version and play around with it. And, I think what Shelley said is really true, that it's what you resonate with, because for me, I can design in Silhouette Studio. I've been doing it since they started. I can design in Silhouette Studio in my sleep. But when I open Cricut, I'm like, what does this mean? Slice. I don't understand that terminology, so it's what you get.
Just a matter of learning it, right?
What?
Just a matter of learning it, and then it becomes easy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Shelley, for sharing.
Yeah. There's a few people who asked, so I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, and just a little bit about the club. What I do is we create projects every month, 3 projects finished. Wow. Well, it's up to you if you finish them or not. But
wait. People finish their craft projects?
Sometimes.
I don't understand.
There's prizes. But I use the software. Every project is a design class, because my philosophy is you learn the software by using it. I don't want to do this is all the buttons. These are, nothing. That's meaningless.
Yeah. So go in one ear and out the other.
Yes, exactly. Your eyes glaze over. And so the whole point is to teach you the software by creating beautiful things. So that's what I do.
Love that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just run through a couple. We have so many questions, and I know that's chatty because people want to win, but we have so many questions on today. And I was like, I have nothing planned. Like, we're just going to get on here and talk, but we're going to fill at least an hour. Okay, this one's really quick. Somebody said she was looking at the 4. I had the Maker 3, and then I got the Maker 4 a year ago, and the Maker 4 does cut a lot faster. Now, if you're just average crafter, that was the only difference I saw between the 3 and the 4.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you make cards without a Cricut machine? A lot of the cards in this event and the Let's Make birthday cards are, I would say half of them are Cricut cutting machine, and then the other half aren't. But on the 3 sessions that I have, actually 2 of the sessions I have, one of them is just a card that you can make without your machine, but I do give you machine tips on it. But the 2 that I have that have SVG files, I tell you how to use the SVG files if you don't have a cutting machine, and you can print them out and do some fun things with them. So that is one of the one way to go around it. And then also, if you have the VIP, there is a whole session in the bonus section that gives you ideas to do with SVG files. Okay, this question's for Kelly. Which of the machines behind you is your go-to? Which of the babies behind you is your favorite baby?
Good question, Kelly, and great name. At the moment, so whichever machine I have here is the machine that I'm currently using. I've got my Explore Air 2, which is like one of the original, one of the oldest machines.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, she's not necessarily my favorite because she's really loud, but I'm just trying to make a couple videos with it so that people can see that you don't always have to use the Maker, etc. But my Maker is actually my go-to machine. Not so the one just below it here is my Maker 3, and then my Maker 4 is just in the corner here off screen. But my Maker itself is the go-to, and not for any particular reason. Like if you're just going to be cutting vinyl and cardstock and things like that, then you don't have to go for a Maker. But the reason why I like it is because the Explore machines beep, and it drives me nuts. I'm not going to tell you a word of a lie.
As they
every time the blade comes up and down. I'm
Oh,
just
when
like,
it
why?
when it cuts, when it cuts.
Yeah.
Does the
It's-
5
I
do
don't
that too?
I don't know. I don't. The 5 hasn't been released in South Africa yet, so I don't even have the opportunity to get my hands on it. But I would imagine so.
Oh,
But yeah, they beep, so they drive me nuts.
That's funny.
you might have to go back.
You might have to get the.
I'm sorry,
you might have
my
to get the
phone.
4. I'm about to sell my 3, so let me know, Terry. No, just kidding.
Oh, I might.
Okay, so I signed on a little late, so not sure if you. Oh, when is your birthday? So my birthday was March 2nd. My mom's was last week. My sister-in-law's is this month, and my grandbaby's was yesterday. So
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks.
I
Yeah,
don't know
March.
why this is still ringing. I'm trying to turn it off. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay, we talked about
Cool.
that one. I just want to go up to the top and get the ones that we missed. Do you have to have Dropbox to save the files? So you can download the files. It opens them up on a Google Drive, and then just hit the download button, or you can copy them to your like download to your drive or download to your computer. So the files, not every session has a file, but the ones that do, you can download them to Dropbox or whatever you're choosing. Or if you download them through Dropbox, you can upload them to your Google Drive. And I do have a session on how to organize your SVGs if you guys are interested. Okay, I'm sorry, but this is giving me a headache.
Mine's like just perched on the top of my head, so like it's
Mine
not.
was a dollar
luckily.
store. I was getting some stuff the other day, and I'm like, I need to wear that when I'm live. Okay, Kim says
The only reason I actually even know where this is because we had friends over this weekend and they brought their 4-year-old son with, and we don't have kids, so like our stuff is just everywhere, and he thought that our house was like an absolute treasure trove, and he found this. I had no idea where it was, so be grateful to him.
That's funny. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, Kim was asking what machine to buy, so I'm hoping that the conversations we had, and I'm not sure if that was the one that I clicked on earlier, but I'm just going through the questions we have tagged. Roseanne says, hey, Roseanne. She says, I see the Scan and Cut at quilt shops, so I thought it was for quilting. There is a lot of material that, like, fabric cutters use the Scan and Cut. And I wonder if that's kind of where it came. And I saw that Singer, the sewing machines, came out with a cutting machine. I have the Caesar Romeo, but there's also the Juliet, which is the Romeo is the big one. The Juliet's the same, similar to the Cricut size. And I cut fabric on mine this weekend. I'm making my daughter a
On the
t-shirt
Romeo?
quilt
On the Romeo?
on the Cricut. Yeah.
I cut on my silhouette all the time with fabric.
Yeah.
All the time.
Mm.
There's a rotary blade just like Cricut has. And so
It works
can I
really
jump
well.
in here about the Scan and Cut a little bit?
Yes, please.
So I used to own an embroidery store and we sold Brother machines. And that was, I don't know, feels like another lifetime ago. But anyway, that's where I heard about Silhouette. I wanted to cut machine embroidery appliques by machine, because if you've ever done machine embroidery applique, you have some little tiny pieces that have to go on your appliques. And I wanted to cut that fabric by machine. And I found some video somewhere that showed you could do it on a Silhouette. This is the very first Silhouette. So I played around with it and finally figured it out and made it work. And I was selling Silhouettes in my shop, and we had an embroidery club every month, and I showed the ladies how to use it, and they were buying Silhouettes hand over fist. Now, when you are paying $5,000 for an embroidery machine, the price of a cutting machine is an accessory. It's not a big expense. So anyway, Brother knew I was doing this, and they asked me at first to come be, I don't know, on a panel to help them develop the Scan and Cut. And I think it does a great job for if you want to scan in a design. Basically, it's the trace function. I don't know if there is that in Cricut, but they have it in Silhouette. And it's just the trace function. Excuse me. If you don't have a digital file, you can scan in an actual quilt pattern and cut it. And so you can cut fabric on a scan and cut, absolutely, and scan in your quilt pattern or even your embroidery design. I'm so sorry, you guys. That's why I grabbed this water.
Oh no.
No worries.
You can cut on a scan and cut with, all the materials that we cut on our other machines, but you also can cut fabric. I think it's just another, and I had one of the original ones, but I sold it a long time ago because I, like you ladies, I have so many machines. I've just run out of room. And anyway, the scan and cut, it does have some built-in quilt blocks. That's true. It is geared to embroiderers and quilters, but
And
it's
scrapbookers.
just like all the other cutting machines. In that way. So,
Yeah.
so
Fussy cut. Yeah. So those
Mhm.
little intricate details. I think
Mm.
that's good. Have you ever used, whoops, I start to read them and then they jump. Carrie, have you ever used sublimation on embroidery files?
no, because you would have to take a sublimation file and digitize it. And so just like your Cricut reads SVGs and Cricut files and Silhouette Studio reads studio files, embroidery machines are very proprietary, and a Bernina embroidery machine won't read the same file as a brother. They read different formats. I don't mean to get too technical, but you can't really even import Silhouette or SVG designs to embroider because every cut line every stitch line is a cut, and you don't want that because it's all. So you would have a satin stitch cut. So no, unless you took a sublimation file into your embroidery software and digitized it so that the machine could read that format. That's more than you wanted probably, but
okay. And I think so she said, no, make the design in white and then sub it onto an image. So I did a collaboration with a bunch of ladies, and we each did a craft project last week. And one of them took a file and she embroidered the shape in white, and then she printed it off and it looked like blue jean, and it was in the Jingle and Mingle. So if you search Facebook for that group, you could jump in there and watch it. And I'm trying to think of I think it was Amy Sews. And anyway, it was really cute. It was an Easter bunny, and it looked like he was patchwork with blue jean.
cute.
She printed that with sublimation, and then she put that sublimation onto the white embroider. And then
because the embroidery thread was probably polyester.
polyester.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cute.
I'll have to think about that. That's
I
pretty
know, right?
interesting. Yeah.
Because we need more ideas. No,
Yeah,
just
because I don't stay awake at night now as it is. I woke up at
Yeah.
4:30 this morning, could not go back to sleep, and I'm thinking about my club project this month. Do I need to do this? Do I need to cut that?
right.
Yeah.
I do that too. And my husband's like, "Why do you wake up?" And I'm like, "How do you not wake up? Like, how is your brain not having?"
And then once you
40,000
do, it's
fun things.
it's over. So
That's funny. Okay, Denise says, do any of you own a Caesar cutting machine? And if so, how do you like it? So I do have the Romeo, which is the bigger one. I love the software. It seems like it's pretty. I use Illustrator to design, Adobe Illustrator to design my files, and it's very comparable to that. So there is a learning curve, but it's pretty reasonable. And then you can download your SVGs, but the way it cuts and how fast it cuts, and that you don't usually have to have a mat for anything that you cut, I have found it more accurate. Like it cuts more accurate than my other,
machine.
not to name any names.
Yeah.
But
I do agree with you. I have one. I have the Juliet. I do agree with you that there is a learning curve.
Yeah.
And that just takes time.
It does. Like it all takes time, but it's fun time, right?
It is fun. It is.
Oh, Carol says she uses hers for cray paper to make flowers on her maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love my rotary blade. I find that
I do
fun.
too.
I have paper
I don't
that
use
is-
it enough.
burlap, and then it's got a backing on it, and I cut fun things. I have an Easter sign where I cut out little Easter bunny silhouettes out of burlap paper. I thought it was cute.
I love it for felt, like felt flowers and yeah.
Sweet. I'm glad you're having fun, Kathy. Okay, let me see. There's a couple more. I have 3 Cricuts. I can't imagine buying a Silhouette, but does Silhouette have a charge to use it? So how much is the software? Do you guys?
So the basic edition is free. Anybody can download it from Silhouette Studio. I mean, from Silhouette America. But if you want to save as SVGs for another machine, or you just want to, really, you want Business Edition because it gives you a lot more features, a lot more fun things you can do. And like I said, Swing Design has it for $39.99. It's a one-time charge. It's not a reoccurring charge, and it's for lifetime, and you can put it on 3 computers. So once you've done that, the answer is no. There's no ongoing charges unless you want to buy their designs. If you want to buy their designs, then there is
That's great.
per design charge, which is usually 99 cents. So, but then you can import any design that's in SVG format that you create. You can design in any software that exports as SVG and load it into Silhouette, just like Cricut. So
That's good.
I also just want to mention that you don't need to pay anything to use Design Space either. The all access what's it called? The access? Cricut Access. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
That's like an optional add-on if you want to use their files and things like that. Because obviously they mentioned in the comment that like Design Space, so you don't have to. You don't even need that if you have a Cricut. You can do everything that the Cricut. You can cut with the machine, everything without that. So you don't.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that.
So what is the advantage to the Design Space Access, Kelly?
They have fonts that you can use and like SVGs that you can use, or all built into the software. So like you can just go and look under their projects
kind of like
and designs and
Creative
things.
Fabrica, where once you pay the fee, you can download anything. Okay, well that's
No. It's a monthly thing.
Okay.
And you can only use the files when you have access. So when your Access subscription is active. So if you create a project using a file from Access and then you cancel your Access subscription and 6 months later you want to make that project, you can't use it because now you don't have an active Access subscription. So it's a little bit not cool, because the Silhouette one is really nice on the Silhouette Design Store. Like you said, you can buy the file and the file's yours, or you can buy a monthly. Like years ago, I had a monthly subscription that I bought on Black Friday. Always go and look for a Black Friday deal around that time because they get super cheap. And then, like you say, once you buy the files, they're yours to use whenever you want.
Right.
So it's not even like Creative Fabrica, because Creative Fabrica is also technically like Cricut Access, where you're actually only allowed to use the file when you have an active subscription. If you download the file, you technically can use it whenever because you have the file on your computer, but ethically you're not allowed to if your subscription has lapsed. So
thank you.
Another way where Silhouette is better.
Well, it's just, you gotta figure all this out. There's a lot to figure out, and they'll do it a lot different. So
okay, we have a quick question for you, Terry. Dawn has a very old Cameo. Can she use your classes?
The answer is yes. I try in all of my club projects to say, I always show what the newest one is, like I create now on my Cameo 5, but I say, and if you have an older machine, this is how you do it. And so if there's a feature, like on the Cameo 5, there's a heat foil pen that actually goes into your machine, heats up in your machine, and you can foil. But if you have a previous model, you can't retrofit them. And so I will say, this is how you do it without the heat foil pen. Or if you have older than a Cameo 4, you can't use a rodeo blade. You can't put a rodeo blade in your machine.
Love it. Change approved.
It's the 4 and 5 that use a rotary blade. But I will say, okay, if you don't have a rotary blade, this is how you cut fabric. This is how you cut felt. So the answer to that is yes. So
Okay. That is good to know.
thank you.
And here is a Creative Fabrica link. We had talked about that. I love fonts over there. That is
Yeah.
my go-to. And their yearly thing is worth it. And then you can use those fonts in Canva or whatever. Okay, Kelly, I have a quick question for you. Do you have any plans to teach Affinity? And somebody else had asked about what this was, Affinity. And then which version
So-
did you use?
I use at the moment I kind of switch between Affinity Designer 2 and the new one that they've released with Canva. I currently actually have them both open on my computer because the one with Canva you can add hyperlinks and there's one other function like they've got a nice trace function that you can't use in the older Affinity. So I kind of use them both. I don't really have plans to teach it though at this point. Like maybe I've got a couple of Affinity tutorials and classes and workshops and things like that, but I'm not going to be going like head into teaching Affinity. No.
Are they on
At least not at the moment.
YouTube? Yeah. If you get enough people, no. They're on your YouTube channel?
Are
they on your website?
Let you know. I don't know. Good
Okay.
question.
That's fine. While you dig into that, okay, somebody said, can we drop add Terry's link to the description? So when we're done, I'm going to update the description and every link that we talked about, we will put it in there because the chat's not clickable, I don't believe, on YouTube after the fact. So you don't have to keep track of the things that we're talking about or the links that we're sharing because we will add that. And then it'll also be linked on the supply list page when we're done. And if you guys are on a live and your people have spoken, Kelly.
I see so.
That's funny. When you guys are on a live and somebody drops a link, hold down your shift key and click the link, and then it'll open in another window. And then you guys can come back to it after the live and not have to, scramble to try to find it, especially on something like today where the chat's popping. Okay. Let's see. I answered that one. And Julie says she wants to try cutting chipboard, but she's afraid. I get it. Find some scrap chipboard and just cut a circle and start testing. If you have the blade if you have a Cricut and you have the blade that is a X-Acto knife, that one works well for chipboard. Have you guys cut chipboard?
Yeah, many times.
Yeah, it's not as hard. It's just one of those things. Once you do it once, you'll be like, why didn't I do this sooner?
But like as an example, when it comes to like cutting chipboard with the Cricut, it's the one thing that annoys me about the cut setting that they have in Cricut Design Space is that the cut setting is way too high for the actual chipboard. Like it actually, I think it does like 20 passes, but all you need is 10. So I don't understand why they have. I've got a tutorial on my channel about how to use the knife blade, because you can only use it with the Cricut Maker and you need the knife blade for it. But that's the one suggestion that I can make is just watch the cut. Watch it when it cuts, because mine did 10 passes and it cut through. And I always see people having let it run all 20 passes to cut through, and then it's cut right through their mat. So I don't know why they did that. It's a bit, and you can't change the cut settings on the knife blade cut settings, which is so strange. Very weird.
Yeah, that is strange. And, it's just practice, like all of it. On Design Space, if I buy a file, is it mine forever or just to use that one time? And I don't know when this question was posted, but I think that goes into what Kelly was saying. Like when your access expires, it's going to make you re-engage that subscription to go back and use that file.
But you can buy individual files and fonts on Cricut as well. So I think, I haven't looked too much into it, but I think you'd need to check in their Angel policy or their terms and conditions. I think that if you buy it like one single file or one single font, you can use it whenever. But if you use it under your Access subscription, then you won't be able to, I think. Just please double check that though.
Yeah. Please see terms of service. Susan said, what makes a masculine card masculine? I think a lot of the cards in the summit on the last day, they're not only papers and designs, but just techniques even too. So it's not just about not using flowered paper. We have a couple other fun things in there too. Can you use PNGs in Silhouette Studio?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
That was an easy one. Does anyone use AI programs?
Every day.
Right. I use them for creating content and getting stuff out to you guys watching us, but I don't use them in my designs.
I use them as like inspiration to like get an idea. Like I'll say, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Give me that, and then it'll give me an idea, and then I'll be like, okay, great. Now I have a better idea of which direction I want to move in. Now that what I have in my head is a little bit better visualized. But in terms of the actual content that I release, no. Unless you're talking about AI as an Adobe Illustrator.
Right.
At the risk
That's
of,
where my brain
I
goes.
saw the look on your face, Kelly, but I do use it. I use it a lot. I'm selective about the programs that I use. And you say AI in Adobe Illustrator. I mean, yeah, that's just generative AI in Adobe Illustrator. And so I like to use it. And often, like Kelly said, I will use that and then I edit and modify and switch it all up and make it my own. But anyway, I do use it, like, and I use it for ideas,
It's so
like
helpful.
give me some ideas on a Christmas card that has blinking lights, and it'll give me ideas and sometimes prompts. So yeah, I use it a lot. And I don't ever claim anything of mine if it's not, like I don't say I designed this if all I did was put it on prompt. So, it's good for some of the things we do in the club, because I crank out so much every month. So sometimes I find that helpful. So, but
no, it definitely is. Like, I also think to myself, like, there's no ways that I may have, I'm terrible at brainstorming and like thinking up ideas. I'm good at, once I have an idea, to take that idea and then build on that. But like to get the initial idea is not my strong suit. No, I'm good at bouncing. So I use it. I very often use it as a soundboard to like get in the direction that I want to go. Yes. But as an example, I'm busy working on a project now where I'm creating these little badges, and I didn't know how I wanted to create the badges. So it gave me some ideas, and I've gone and taken that, use them as like reference pictures, kind of, not really, but every single element that I'm creating, I've created and designed myself. So like for me, that's really important. And if I get to a point personally where I'm not able to, which I think is going to happen very soon for me, where I'm not able to like go through the creative work and build these things myself.
Oops,
sorry, I hit spacebar. I talk with my hands, so I hit spacebar.
That's funny.
So then I'm gonna start reaching out for like a designer and things like that, because I love AI in terms of, like I said, soundboarding and doing things that are like monotonous and mundane, like tasks that you don't, it doesn't require a brain to like, and yeah, for me, like that's super important, the whole like creative integrity. But soundboarding and bouncing off and ideas and starting platforms, it has been invaluable to me. I'm very, very grateful to have it.
Well, I took a class from Karina Gardner, for those of you that know her, and she's a big designer, and she designs fabric, SVGs. I mean, you name it, she designs it. Yeah, you name it, she designs it. And she's a wonderful designer, and she has a design university, like college credited courses. And I took a class from her on using AI. And at first I think, a lot of designers are like, it's going to take our jobs. It's not real design. But she showed, and I understand that, but she showed how she'll take a design, kind of like what you were talking about, Kelly, where I think she used an example of a black cat, and she'll ask for an image of a black cat, bring it into Illustrator, and she'll use it in Illustrator as a reference, and then maybe trace it, and then begin editing and using it as a jumping off point. And I loved that. I thought it was so good because it's not going away,
Yeah,
and
it's
so,
part of our lives now.
pardon me?
It's part of our lives now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I know. It's,
Yeah.
and I use it a lot for what would it be, to kind of organize my thoughts. Like I have so many ideas, I need to organize them or pull them together.
100%.
And we use it every day. We don't even realize it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Like if you use Siri on your phone or Alexa, or, it's everywhere. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my take.
Yeah, it's definitely here. Okay. So Carol says, does Cricut have a guide as to how many cuts they do for each kind of material? Chipboard, glitter paper. If you select the products, it really is set, but I guess if you have an older machine, you would need those. Do you know if there's a guide out there on the
There
website?
isn't,
Kelly?
there's on the website, there are specifications for what machine you have and what materials it can cut, and you can see the cut settings in there, but you don't have to go to the website to see that. When you go to the cuts or the prepare screen, and then you go to the cut settings where you're going to select your cut settings, at the bottom it says, there's a tiny little button that says material settings right at the bottom left hand corner. You can click on that, and then you'll be able to see the pressure, the multi-pass, what blade it's going to use, and all of that kind of thing. So you can see all of the settings within Cricut Design Space itself. You have to have your machine connected in order to see that, because they are machine specific settings as well. So in other words, if you want to see what the cut settings are for chipboard, but you only have your Explore, you're not going to be able to see that because the Explore can't cut chipboard. So that's just one thing to keep in mind there as well.
Awesome. And then, okay, Terry, what was the one-time payment of $39 for
Swing Design.
Swing? Okay.
Swingdesign.com. Yep.
All right. I saw replay of the pre-party week from yesterday, and you spoke about Whatnot. I did a Whatnot sale this last week. No, in the last week and a half, I did 2 sales, and I sold craft supplies. I will drop a link in the chat. I don't think Rebecca has that one on the back end. She's helping us in the back end. You guys should throw some hearts up on the video for Rebecca helping us in the chat and in the background. But it is a live auction where you can sell your handmade crafts on there. I also have a seller link where you get like a $150 bonus if you do a live. But if you go on there, I just want to put a disclaimer. I'm not responsible for the amount of craft supplies you buy when you're on this little app, because it is insane. I go on there to test it, to figure out how to use it. And I'd end up buying some DTF transfers, or I'd end up buying some dies. It was crazy. Anyway, but it's a really fun app. It's a great way if you have supplies you want to downsize. It just takes really an audience and a little bit of time. There's a little bit of learning curve, and then you ship the things out. It's very well put together. But I will grab that here and throw it in the chat in just a second.
And you get a $15 coupon when you sign up with Sherry.
Yeah, when you sign up with my link, you get $15 to spend,
Oh,
and then I get,
fun.
I think, a $5 bonus for sharing it with you. Just to
Love it.
disclose. Okay, can anybody explain the blade depth in Silhouette when you are used to a Cricut? For each material, would you change the depth? We Cricut users are not used to thinking about the blade depth. Do you ladies have?
Kelly, I mean, you're the Cricut girl, but so I don't know if you want to speak to that, because I don't know how it works in Cricut. I know how it works in Silhouette, but I use an auto blade. Some people don't like it, but I like it. So in the settings, is that similar in Cricut?
No.
Okay, so you explain it, because I don't know.
Okay, cool. So I got burned by the auto blade for my Cameo 4, so I hated it. But my Cameo 3's auto blade was amazing. My Cameo 3 is sitting just here. But so essentially with Silhouette, what it does is when you're using the auto blade, which in all honesty is so much easier in terms of using it because it like knows the depth of the material that it needs to be and it sets the blade at that correct height. But the Cricut doesn't do that. The Cricut, I mean, you can use multi-pass on both Cricut and Silhouette, but with Cricut it's more required, like you kind of have to use it more on that one as opposed to with the Silhouette. So with the Silhouette, you kind of have more flexibility in getting the right cut settings, which is really, really great. And one of the things that I miss the most about the Cricut is the fact that you can't change the speed, because in Silhouette, you can change the blade depth, you can change the force, you can change the speed, and you can change the number of passes and the overcut feature. Oh, I miss the overcut feature so much in Cricut. That's a whole nother kettle of fish. But basically, when it comes to cutting with your Silhouette, you have a lot more flexibility in the way that you can change cut your machines or cut your materials. With Silhouette, with Cricut, because Cricut is aimed at a bigger market, like a more general market, they had to kind of simplify their cut settings significantly. So it's pretty much just passes and pressure that you can change on the Cricut. So it is a lot easier in terms of, you know, there are fewer options, so less likelihood of you messing it up, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to cut every single material 100% perfectly, because you have, with fewer flexibility options comes a little bit more of a kind of the room for error is a little bit bigger. So you have to change, or you don't have to change the depth settings on your Silhouette, but it is recommended. And with obviously Cricut, you can't. So I hope that answers your question.
That's really good information as a haven't even taken it out of the box Cricut person. But you know what I do in Silhouette, if you have a Silhouette, I view those cut settings in the software as recommendations. So
Guidelines,
so for example, if it says, I don't know, I'm just making this up, but if it says adhesive vinyl, it sets it at a blade depth of 2, you can cut it at 2, but I will like generally learn in my machine, I need to take it up 1 notch. So I just always recommend a test cut, and I start with the recommended settings. There's a test cut built into the software, and I start with the recommended settings, and then I will adjust as need be after a test cut. And then, I don't know if you can do, probably not in Cricut, but you can save what they call them user-defined settings. So for example, if I know on my machine, I need a blade of 3 and 2 passes, say to cut glitter. I mean, I'm just making this up, but if I need that to cut glitter cardstock, then I can save it, name it glitter cardstock, and I know that's the setting I always go to. So yeah, I hope that helped.
You can do the same in Cricut. It's just not as easy to do as it is in Silhouette. So in Silhouette, it's nice because where you select your cut settings, you can literally click a button that says save as. Right. I mean, I'm using Silhouette 4 point something or other. So,
well, I'm on 5 because with the new machine, you have to use 5.
Yeah, and I've still got a Cameo 3, so I just haven't upgraded in years.
I have them everywhere, but yeah.
So. But yeah, so in Cricut, it's a little bit more of a pain because you have to go all the way down to material settings, and then you got to click on material settings, and then you got to scroll all the way down again, and then you got to click on add new material. So maybe they bury it there because they don't want people to accidentally find it. Like I said, Cricut is aimed at more of a global market, more people that aren't designers and that kind of thing. So they kind of want to keep it simple so that it's more accessible for more people. But Silhouette is more aimed at designers. So those features are a little bit more front and center because designers, I think, are kind of more used to those kinds of things. Whereas Cricut users are people that just kind of want to, you don't want to get too far into it. You kind of just want to pop on the machine, cut something, and then close it and then go move on, you know?
But I mean, I think you could do that in Silhouette too. You just have to know your machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you
Yeah.
get used to it, I think
Mhm.
it's really just a matter of once you learn your machine, it all becomes easier. But
Right.
you're not
Right.
going to use it by
Yeah.
thinking about it. You're going to use it by jumping into the Let's
Exactly.
Make Card Week. Let's Make Birthday
Yes.
Card Week, and then start making some birthday cards.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
this kind of cracked me up. The Tech Gremlins had her in a chokehold. Are we still live? We are still live. And I hope those gremlins let go. Okay, can you emboss with the silhouette?
You can with the new one. Yes, you can.
Okay. And what
Um,
is the new one? What's the model?
The
What's it?
5 Alpha,
The
5A.
fi- Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Shelley's absolutely right. Just jump in and get started. You know, if it doesn't cut right, I always say it's just a little
Ours
bit
don't
of
cut right
cardstock.
either.
Well, I mean, you know,
All
if
the
it
time.
doesn't work
Yeah.
out, no matter what machine you're using,
Mhm.
if it doesn't work out, it's a little bit of cardstock. You throw it away.
Yeah.
I can't
Mhm.
tell you how much
Smoothies.
cardstock is in my trash can, you
Yep.
know, or vinyl, as the case may be. But, and I used to say this when I was teaching my embroidery and sewing classes, it's just a little bit of fabric and a little bit of thread. Trash it, start over, don't stress out. Now,
Yeah.
And I
I don't mean that to sound like it's not money, because it is, and I get that. And so of course you want to learn it. But
Yeah.
I had a teacher, a sewing mentor, say to me one time, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly at first. So, and I believe that, you know.
Yeah,
So
100%. Just like Delvine said, and I say this like every time somebody brings up mistakes: school fees, school fees, school fees, school fees. If you think about, if you had to go to a class and you had to go and pay somebody to teach you how to cut an Easter box, for example,
Right.
you would pay them $10, $20, $30, for $50. I don't know how much these things
Whatever.
cost in America, but like you would pay them $20 to go and do that class. They would give you the materials, they would explain to you how to do it. So if you cut 10 of them at home, if you cut, I don't know how much cardstock is in the US, but let's say if you cut 20 of them and you made mistakes on every single one of them, it would still be cheaper than going and paying for a class.
Yeah,
So you're
absolutely.
saving money by doing it yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree. I love
So,
that. The
happy
school
accident.
fees. I love that. That's perfect. So,
Yeah.
I recently made, let me just show you real quick, just because it's sitting right here.
While you're grabbing that, I think when when you work on a project and it doesn't work out and you have to like toss some supplies, I think about it when you clean out your fridge and you buy all these groceries and then you go to clean out your fridge and there's always some food in there that didn't get eaten past expiration date. You're going to toss it
Yes.
out. I mean, you try to do better, but you just move on.
Yeah. So in club earlier this year, we made these little
cute.
dome cup. These are smoothie dome cups, and we made it for Valentine's and filled it with goodies. So I never can get these things focused on this camera, but anyway, and
So cute.
thank you. And I
Cool.
designed this template to go around the cup, and I thought I had it. I probably threw away 20 or more pieces of cardstock that I cut till I got this where it fit that perfectly. I thought I had it, and I would, so now once I had it, I had
Kelly's
it.
pile.
Yeah.
This is a project that I'm busy designing. I'm not going to show you exactly what it is. I mean, you can kind of see, but this is all of the variations that I've gone through in creating this project. Each
Right.
one of these is a full 12 by 12 plus other pieces. So this is like several 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock and a whole bunch of other spare small pieces.
Yeah.
And then I also designed this that's also now not even going to be in the project, and I made a bigger one by accident. And like, these are just, it's part of the process. Like
It is.
I always say to people, you didn't just get up and start walking when you turned, I don't know how old
2,
kids start
whatever.
walking, so they don't have them, but
One.
you didn't just get into a car and just start driving perfectly down the highway. You're going to learn, and it's all part of the process.
I always say nobody woke up knowing how to do this. I didn't. You all didn't. You didn't just wake up this morning and say, "I'm going
We
to
have
become a cricket
piles of-
expert."
Yeah. We have
So-
piles of things that didn't work out, just like you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, in the
Yep.
trash. So
I have a t-shirt where I test like HTV vinyl and I just like all over. And one of these days I'm just going to wear it on a live because it's like just randomly.
Love it. Love it.
So in my embroidery store, we had a lady, she was a customer and she was new to embroidery and she embroidered a cat design. It was an outline of a cat face. Anyway, she couldn't get it right. She couldn't get it right. And so she started doing that, just testing. And then she wore it. She called it her damn cat shirt, and and it's the same kind of thing. You just have to give it a shot. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. we have
Also,
another-
Betsy asked a quick question, and I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. I'm going to neither confirm nor deny what Betsy asked. A little
now I
bit
gotta
about
find
that.
Yeah.
Where did?
Oh, I can't see it. I don't know. I can't keep up with it. And you guys aren't going to tell me. So
That's funny. Yeah.
She said, Kelly, is that for CCADV? So cricket crafting adventure. I'm going to neither confirm nor deny.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
You just have to get on her email list and find out. Okay. How much is the machines that use the Silhouette software? Do you guys have like a price range that you can throw out?
Yeah, I think I want to say 300-ish. The new one. Are you going to look it up for me, Kelly? I should know this.
I am, yes.
Um,
No, I don't know either. So that's why I was like, oh, I want to know that.
Yeah. I have, I have 2 of these 5 alphas because there's a pretty pink one and I couldn't resist having a second one because it was pink.
Really.
So at Christmas, Black Friday sale, they had a great sale. And
Was
so
begging to come home with you, right?
Yep. It's still in the box. So
Yeah, they're yes, it's so relatable. They're
I know.
$270 at the moment.
$270.
Marked down from $289. So I mean, like $20 off. Whoop-de-doo.
yeah.
But yeah.
But I
Just
tell you
under
what, I
200.
will say this. There is an electrostatic mat that is a Silhouette, I guess, an exclusive. I don't know. Cricut doesn't have it. That is a game changer. It is $100, the electrostatic mat. I can grab mine and show you. But it's basically, you attach it to the front of your machine. It has an electrostatic charge and it holds your material flat and you don't have to use a sticky mat. So I love it. So when you're cutting intricate cardstock, little teeny designs like you're going to see in my card project, you just pick it up. There's nothing sticky. There's no curling. It's amazing. It has a few limitations. You cannot cut with the rotary blade, so you can't cut fabric with it. And the material has to be flat. So if it's curled and it's been on a roll, you can tape it down if you want to. No, the mat does not go with all machines. And
only with the
again, it is
5.
not retrofitted. It is only with the Cameo 5 Alpha, and I think the Portrait 4.
Yeah.
Which is the smaller machine. So it's amazing. I love it and I use it any chance I get. In fact, I will only buy my materials in sheets now because I want to use the electrostatic mat. So
No, it's
anyway.
interesting that so we have an importer that brings in the Silhouette stuff because Silhouette doesn't sell directly to South Africa, and our importer actually stopped importing the electrostatic mats because they said that they were so bad. But I think it's one of those things where it just gets a
my
bad
God.
reputation because people aren't using it properly. So I think it's one of those
I
things that's
agree.
very easily solved, and I would love, like, the idea is so great because there's a couple of materials that I use every now and then. If I use my brayer on it a little bit too hard, it like sticks down a little bit too well to the mat. And then when you pull it off, there's actually like adhesive on the
Yes.
back. So
Yeah.
the electrostatic mat would change that. And obviously it doesn't have the adhesive. So I mean, that's just like, it's so clever. And I wish that I had a Cameo 5 to be able to use that because that just seems like such a cool thing to use.
I love it.
Oh, I think she kind of froze. And I don't think the mats are interchangeable, right? Sorry, I was reading if you guys answered
They
that one.
you can use them with the different machines, but the sizing is slightly different. The Cricut mats are just slightly bigger than the Silhouette mats. So if you had to
Okay.
use a Cricut mat in a Silhouette machine, you have to either trim down the edges
Okay. there you
or
go.
you have to welcome back, Terry.
Thank
So
you.
you have to either trim down the edge of the mat, or you have to move where your design is in Silhouette Studio to make sure that it lines up with the corner of the paper, which is not necessarily always the kind of right thing. And then secondly, the Cricut mats are slightly thicker than the Silhouette mats, or at least they were. I'm not sure if the new Silhouette mats are slightly thinner. So that does kind of affect the pressure on
Yep.
the rollers. And over
Yep.
time, if you
Yep.
consistently use your Cricut mats, it will then push your rollers up and you won't be able to use your Silhouette mats.
Yeah.
So it's just something to
Um,
keep in mind there.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And often in classes, I would say when people are having trouble with their cuts and I would see they had another brand of mat, I'd say, put your Silhouette mat in and it would make a difference. So I
Wow,
agree.
that's good to know.
So somebody said, wait, you can use an electrostatic mat on a portrait. Only the Portrait 4, the new one. And
Okay.
unfortunately, you can't retrofit. And I only brought it up not to tout Silhouette, but because if you're looking at the machine, I would recommend a bundle with the electrostatic mat. So that's the reason I brought it
It
up.
would be fun to have
you
that.
can-
A lot of
yeah.
people are drooling over it in the chat.
It's amazing. I love
Awesome.
it. Yeah.
So if you do an
I would love one.
yeah, right. Hint hint.
So
if
what do
you-
you do when I upgrade? Well, not just me, you girls.
Well,
too.
I find
guess
I find a
Kelly-
new place to store them. Can you
Kelly
tell?
gets new shelves.
Oh my gosh, I'm the same. I
I
have
usually sell mine on Marketplace
on
or
Facebook
to a
Market.
friend.
Do you do that? Because
Mhm.
I need to do it. I have machines everywhere.
Yeah.
I got one on top of my dryer. I got some in the garage. I've got,
Mhm.
we had a much larger, when we lived in Virginia, our house was twice this size and I had a huge studio and lots of space. And now I have a much smaller, but that's okay. I live in Florida. But I just have to be realistic about why am I keeping all these machines?
Right.
So yeah.
Our town just opened up a thrift store that's only craft supplies. So check
Really?
in your town and see if you have a thrift store that's craft supplies.
Well, we have
Wow,
one
that's
called
cool.
Bottom of the Bin, but you don't sell things. They just give you credit to buy other crap. So I don't need that.
Which we do not need, right?
No.
But I just want to go back to the whole selling thing quickly. As an example, like me specifically, I mean, I'm not sure how the other ladies feel, but I'm a creator, a Cricut content creator. So I don't need to. I mean, I want to be able to have multiple different machines so that I can test different things. So that's why I keep them and why I have them in the background. Also, I think the only machine that I bought with cash money out of my own pocket was my Cameo 3. The Cricut Maker was sent to me by Cricut, and that one I won in a Cricut giveaway. This one I traded, and those two I got as like being an ambassador and things like that. So it's a lot easier for me to get more machines. So don't feel like you have to have lots of machines is kind of what I'm trying to say, because I know that these machines are expensive and you shouldn't feel like you need to have multiple machines in order to do multiple different things. 9 times out of 10, one machine is going to be more than perfect, and you are incredibly blessed to have one machine. You don't need more. But when it comes to getting a new machine, if being able to buy the new machine requires you to sell the old one, then that's totally okay. You don't have to hold on to them forever and ever and ever. You can sell the machine and use that money towards your new machine. The only thing, if you are going to sell it, just please be careful about how and where you sell it, because there's scammers everywhere these days, and I always hear everybody I always hear sad stories about people that have sold this item and they've shipped it off already. The person sent them a proof of payment and then that actually didn't come through and it was a fake and blah, blah, blah. So, and these machines are a big ticket item. So the chances of somebody trying to scam you is considerably higher than with like a small little item. So just please do your homework and make sure that if you can, rather maybe exchange cash for the machine or something like that, because they're a big ticket item and you don't want to be sitting out of pocket for these kinds of things. So I just thought I'd I'd mention that out there.
That's good to know. And when the new machines comes out, sometimes if they have them in your Walmart, they'll clearance. I see that in groups all the time with Walmart clearancing the machines. Did we lose Terry again, or is she just deep in thought?
Internet.
I think we lost Terry.
maybe in and out.
Right?
Oh, there we go.
Internet.
She's kind of coming back.
Kind of coming back.
Hear you.
Yep. We can hear you kind of.
Yeah. There we go. Now you're moving. You were frozen.
Okay.
You were like, you were deep in thought.
It's my internet. I'm sorry. So,
Okay.
and I'm
Well, we've
kinda
been
like
going for an
Kelly.
hour and 20 minutes. Okay, let's do
I
2
know.
more questions and then we'll draw our prize and then we'll jump off. Diana, do you recommend starting out between a Mac computer, iPad, HP? I would say just whichever one you're more comfortable using and that you can afford.
I
Again,
will say you cannot run Silhouette Studio on an iPad, not the full version.
oh, there you go. That's good
Mhm.
to know. I think
So-
for me, the bigger the better because I want a big screen so I can see
Me
the
too.
things. I can't imagine using my phone for like design space some days.
Yeah. But I think also, like, when it comes to these kinds of things, a lot of people look at the minimum requirement specification for the software and then they go and buy a computer that's those specifications. But just keep in mind that those are the minimum specifications.
right.
So
Exactly.
in a year's time, that is going to
In
be
the-
now below the
base.
specifications. So
Yeah.
rather save up a little bit longer and get a computer or whatever that's higher than that, that's better than that. Stretch your budget as far as you possibly can when it comes to buying like a computer or something like that, because that is going to be the item that's going to be the most difficult to replace. So rather spend an extra $100 on that and save on materials, don't get any more materials for a little while. Rather push as much budget as you can into the computer.
I would agree with
That
Kelly
is
100%.
good. Smart.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Okay. Let me see. The chats are blowing up.
And I'm a Mac girl all the way, but that's just
Yeah.
me.
Me too. I have everything.
I would be so lost. The fact that the X is on the other side of the screen, it messes me up every time.
That's funny.
I can't use a PC for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's whichever one you learn on.
Yep.
When I pull the SVG in from Cricut on these classes to my Silhouette, it changes the matte to gray. I have gone into the settings, but I cannot get it back to white. Any suggestion, ladies?
Lori is one of my regulars, good friends. Lori, let me email you that, but you have to do it in preferences. It should be in your preferences. So
Okay. Perfect. All right. I know we missed like 1.5 million questions, but there is never a silly question. Exactly.
I
Barbara.
agree 100%.
The only silly question is a question not asked.
Unasked. Very good.
Good.
I don't think we have anything more. I think we are going to give away I gotta quit reading the chat. I'm just over here reading all the chat about everybody. Okay, we're gonna give away a VIP pass. And if you guys do not have, I gotta put my crown back on for that. If you guys do not have your VIP ticket, you can get replays to all the sessions from the whole week. There are 3 additional card workshops in there. And then they're not just birthday cards. You could use them for whatever. I think 2 of them are birthdays, but you can, make a sympathy card the same way, a graduation card. So those are in there. There's a lifelong coupon in there for you guys for the SVG club. And then what else is in there? Oh, the card sentiments. So if you guys don't know what to put on the inside of those cards and that blank thing just like is the doom, there is a set of 5 printables that you can use to print off and use on the inside, or you can cut them out,
That's cool.
fussy cut them, use a sticker cutting thing feature on your machines, and you can cut them there. But you can get the VIP pass by going to wecanmakethat.me, LMBC, which is Let's Make Birthday Cards -VIP ES, which is the event sale. Don't go to the dash VIP because that'll take you to the full price, which is $78. So you can get it now for the $36. And if you don't have a free ticket, you can still grab a free ticket. And right as I clicked, it jumped. It keeps jumping on me. There we go.
Shelley, I just want to say that's a great price. That 39 or 36, whatever it is,
36, yeah.
is a great price.
Very good.
Oh,
So,
thanks. Yeah, it's been great. And it's crazy how many people, like we have we're pushing, well, it's over 11,000 people, I believe now.
That's
Wow.
great.
Come just to play for free. So
Amazing.
birthday cards
Absolutely amazing.
are bananas right now is my new word.
11,000 really smart people, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Creative people. Are there only one card session per day? So every day there is one new surprise workshop, and then on day 5 there are 5. So when you register for free, you're going to get a welcome email. If you don't get a welcome email, please send us an email. Well, first search your email box for hello@wecanmakethat.me, and then if you don't see it in there, because sometimes it hides like in your spam folders, promotion folders, behind the kitchen sink, like it loves to hide sometimes until we get to be email friends. If you don't see it in there, then send us an email, but you'll get a welcome email that will take you to a schedule page or dashboard page. And that has all the sessions on there, all the workshops, and then they are surprises. So when the workshop goes live, then we add the photo of the card that you guys are going to be making. But you can see them all on there. They release at 10 o'clock Central Time every day. And then also this week, one more thing, and then we're going to draw our prize. But also this week, you can sign up for the SVG Club, which I have over on my website. And that has all of the SVGs in our shop for one low price. And because I turned 52 this year, I've taken that $52 off. So instead of $99 for a year, it is $99 minus 52.
I think it's 47.
7.
Yeah. And then it's like less. I mean, it's so cheap per month. It's like the cost of 1 or 2 SVGs per month. But you get everything that's in there now, everything that we add new along the way. We do them almost every single week. Like this week, there isn't one because Let's Make Birthday Card event, but usually there are a new SVG every week. And then there's no limited to the downloads. So you can go in and download as many as you want. Because I know sometimes, having that restriction, but you only go to like a card weekend or a retreat weekend, you want to be able to use as many SVGs as you can. So, and then if you guys jump in with this special, which is good until Saturday, it's good through Saturday. When you renew, so you can choose to renew, you can cancel anytime, but if you renew, you get to renew at the sale price. So the price you lock in at is your renewal price.
That's nice.
Very
All right,
cool.
that was a lot. Whew. Okay. Now let me share my screen and then you guys can watch me pick a winner chicken dinner. Okay.
While you're doing that real quick, Shelley,
Sure.
Rebecca just posted the link. I am having another summit in August, and Shelley's going to be a speaker there. Kelly had to pass this time. She's a busy girl, but next time. But I do have a link that you can join the VIP wait list. She just posted that in there so that you'll get noted. We're not ready to promote or go live or anything. So if you get on the wait list, then you'll get that information.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Can you guys see the window? Can you see
Yes.
the
Yes.
surprise window? See if you can spot your name. It doesn't show everybody's name, but okay, let's pick a winner and you will get a VIP pass to this year's Let's Make Birthday Cards. If you've already bought a VIP ticket, you can gift it to somebody if you would like. So let's hit the draw button. Drum roll. Oh, I forgot to hit my drum roll button. Thank you, ladies.
There you go. Oh, no.
Yay, Terry! Well done, Terry.
Okay.
I will gift it to the next person you pick.
Okay, perfect.
There we go.
That's so funny. Now let's see if it picks Kelly. No, that would be hilarious.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah. There
Yay,
we
it
go,
wasn't me.
Diana.
Diana, congratulations. Okay, so you are going to want to, are you still here? Because we do say that you have to still be here to win. So, Terry, you are here, so you can legally pass yours on.
I'm passing it on to the next person.
Let's see if Diana is in the house. Are you here? Can you hear me now?
I don't see her.
I'm not seeing her come up.
Oh,
Yes.
yes,
Here we
she is.
go.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm always, oh, wait, that was not her.
She's right
Chat
there.
moves so quickly now.
And then it just like the chat just went like this and flipped the
Yeah.
table on me. But I did see that you were here. So
She is.
you're going to want to email us at hello@wecanmakethat. And whoops,
Here she is.
there we go. So you're going to want to email us here, hello@wecanmakethat.me, and then we will show you the description or send you the link so that you can go grab your freebie. Okay. Let me see. I think we're good. I think that is all we have for today. When we're done, if you guys, when you're registered, we'll put the link in the replay for this video. If you're on your supply page for the event, if you're registered as a free VIP or VIP, at the very top, we're going to put a link to a Google Doc that's going to have the links from the lives, so that you don't have to try to like pay attention in all of this while we're chatting. So you guys will have that in link in there. We'll update it as we go. We have another live on Wednesday at 3. Shelly's testing her memory. And at this point in my life, every day and every live and every thing I've touched in the last 4 weeks is kind of blending
3
into
p.m.
each other.
Yes.
So I'm just rambling, but while I pull it up. So yes, Wednesday at 3 and then Friday at 11 again. And actually 11. And it says 11 on YouTube. I double checked today. So with that said, I want to thank you ladies for joining me, not just at the summit, but on today's live too, or at the event.
You're most welcome. It was a
Been
lot of fun.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I
can't wait for
fun.
Friday for our presentations to go
I know,
live.
right?
I know.
I almost
can't
pulled out my card to show it off today, and I went, "Oh wait, no, we can't." So
Yeah.
Yes, thanks,
Keep it
Kathy.
secret.
So many thank yous in the chat. So don't forget, when you guys are watching the videos, hit the like button or the heart so that you know which ones you've seen. And then you can also find the link on the supply list so that you can go find these ladies on your favorite social medias too, and all the presenters. And then you can follow them. That way we get more of what we want in our newsfeed and less junk,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Well, thanks everyone.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
everybody,
us,
for joining.
Kelly.
Thank you for having us, Shelly.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, somebody asked quick, the live on Friday is 11 and all 5 sessions go live at 10 a.m. Central. It's all Central time in my brain. So all of the sessions will be live at the same time, and then you have 24 hours to watch all of them. So sweet. Okay, thanks guys.
All right, thank you. Bye
Thanks
bye.
everyone
everybody.
for watching.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
It was fun.
Bye.
Bye.
It was.
Yeah, very